Hey, what's up, agents? Jason Brown, head coach and creator here at Outlaw Agent Coaching Company again with another installment in our Agent Q&A series. This week's question comes from an email comment, and the question was, what is my opinion on the pros and cons of using a local lender versus a national lender? Well, okay, so when we talk about a local lender versus a national lender, I think what we need to do first and foremost is we need to clarify most lenders, not all, but most lenders now have a national footprint or a national presence, whether you're talking on the brokerage side or the banking side. You know, pretty much everybody's got a Wells Fargo, a Citibank, a Bank of America, and places like Caliber Mortgage, Rocket Mortgage. These places are pretty well all over. So when we talk about a local presence or a national presence, what I think we're really trying to ask, or what I believe the question's breaking down to, is a local office, a local branch office of one of these, big national lenders or a local mom and pop brokerage shop. So here's kind of my short answer to that. It's really and truly not up to you, the agent. It's really and truly up to the client. The client's going to get their loan from wherever they so see fit. But you as the professional at the table have a duty not only to your client if you're representing the buyer, or your client if you're representing the seller, and you get an offer from one of these. It's your job to be educated on who's really getting things done and who's saying yes to everybody and funding about 20% of what they're saying yes to. So first and foremost, your locals are obvious. Everybody's got their preferred lender, people that they like to work with. And it's not that they think this one's any better than this one, or, that they're getting any kickback. It's really and truly comes down to, you get a feel with a local agent that's looking you in the face as the agent, the buyer in the face as the client, sitting across the desk. You've got a history with them, and you know that if they say something's going to happen, it's usually going to happen. Now, we all know anything can happen. I've had my top tier number one favorite guy have to call me and say, hey, we had something come up that wasn't there at the time we originally looked at the file. The truth of the matter is, you're going to have that no matter who's got the mortgage. Now, when we talk about national lenders, I think a lot of times we're talking about, I'll just use Rocket Mortgage or Quicken as the example. I want to be first and foremost up front. I have no problem with Quicken Loans. I have no problem with Rocket Mortgage. These guys, which are now one and the same, I believe, these guys are big national lenders. It really comes down to who the actual loan officer is and the quality of your buyer. So here's some things you can do to mitigate problems down the road when you're using one of these national lenders. If you're using somebody like a Rocket Mortgage, check with all of the local mortgage brokerage shops that you work with first and foremost, and make sure that they don't broker to Quicken or Rocket Mortgage. I know here locally, I have at least 2 mortgage brokers that broker directly to these guys. So if somebody wants to do business with that company, they can absolutely do so through one of the local brokerages in town. So that's first option. Second option, reach out. Explain to your buyer that you want to be able to make their transaction as smooth and simple as possible, and have them tell the loan officer that the loan officer has carte blanche to speak with you and share where you stand in the file. You've got a privacy responsibility, but by this point in the transaction, if we're writing writing offers on property, we ought to be at a part of the process that we've started to trust and believe in one another a little bit here. So once you have them established with, or they've gone off and established themselves with, lender XYZ, pick up the phone, call the loan officer, explain your concerns to the loan officer, see what the loan officer will tell you. Ask the loan officer, do they see any potential red flags? Biggest questions, have they already looked at the credit? Have they done a full credit report, not just an in-file? Have they already looked and personally verified the buyer's income and assets, or are they working from what the buyer shared with them? Because that's the biggest problem that I find, is that the information that is used to garner a pre-approval anymore is getting less and less and less. They're doing a, one repository in-file credit report. They're asking the borrower how much do they make a year, how much do they have in the bank, how much do they have available for their down payment, and that's the end of the story. They're not asking any other questions. Then when they get the W-2s, the pay stubs, they find out the borrower has 50% of their income as commission, and they've only been on the job a year and a half, and that the money that they're using for their down payment, well, that's not really in their bank account, that's in a retirement account that they're going to have to cash out. Or a gift from a family member, and all of these things that were done to generate this pre-approval letter now suddenly have all of these obstacles. I will not write an offer for a client that does not have what I call a fully verified pre-approval. A fully verified pre-approval is full credit run, full review of the income, assets, and job stability and job verification for the client. Once we're at that point, there is pretty sure evidence then that the client's going to be able to do what they say they're going to do. If your lender won't go that far in a pre-approval process, then it's probably time to find a new lender. So I hope this has provided some insight on that. The truth of the matter is they're really kind of one and the same anymore. It comes down more to you as the agent doing your due diligence, following up with both the loan officer and the client, and making sure that everybody is singing from the same sheet of music moving forward. That way, we all have the same level of expectations in the game. So, until next time, we'll see you real soon. As always, if you aren't already, please like, follow, and share our YouTube channel, follow us on social media, and check out our website for all of the other content that we have to offer.